say. Got the little sketchbook here. I started this sketchbook on February 17th, 2024, as you can see there. And on June 16th, 2024, as you can see there, I wrote this note. And the note says, "This sketchbook feels rough AF and I'm not pleased," with a sad crying face. And that's wild because I judged the whole sketchbook 4 months in, and then not even 3 weeks later I wrote, "Update, there are some redeeming pages in here." So basically I needed to get over myself and trust the process. Okay, so on the front I have 3 stickers. Bring me a nice coffee, because that's literally all I ever really want. Can't go wrong, no matter the time of day. Then I have this sticker from an artist named Lisa Hannah-Walt, who is behind the art for BoJack Horseman and also wrote Tuca and Birdie, 2 of my favorite shows. And a sticker for Yoseka Stationery, which is one of my favorite stationery and pen shops in New York. Actually in general, but it's in New York. And on the back, I just have this little like lightning bolt and this Kim K sticker. Not that I'm a fan. I think it's funny and the fact that I finished it, but you get it. The irony of this, not bad for a girl with no talent, because I'm literally ripping my work to shreds all the time. And yeah, I finished this and I managed to have things in it that I like. So just a reminder not to take myself or my art too seriously. I have the date that I started it, so February 17th, 2024, and I finished it April 1st, 2025. That's way too long, in my opinion, but I have finished other sketchbooks in that time, so it's fine, but I just would have imagined that I would have finished this much quicker, so it's a reminder to take my sketchbook even more places and, like, just don't leave home without it. Okay, oh, I put this little stamp in here when I was in the Philippines. So I was in Muji and they had these stamps, and so I stamped my book as a memory of that, so that's cool. Okay, first page, we got some characters. There's an artist that I'd like at Aurora. It's right there. I love his characters. I'll put some on screen for a little bit. Yeah, they can go here. Cool. Okay, so I was just playing around. I think this girl looks cool. I'm also thinking about like expressions and stuff here with just like smileys and how not to do like a super basic smiley face or like a basic stick figure, and kind of move into things that feel like they have a little more dimension, even if they are very simplified. Random doodles here, nothing that I really feel the need to talk about. I think this was also kind of building on the characters I did. I like him, and I love that I put him in a Howard hat. And I like her because the septum is cool. I really like her hair, and the bow is cute. I don't know what, like, what? We won't discuss. Anyway, started getting into color pencils and trying to figure out like how to capture just like light and shadow, and I think color pencils are a cool medium for that. So that's what that is. We got some doodles, nothing that I want to really get into. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say I don't remember what date, but that's not true. It's literally in here. So this was February of last year, and I was waiting for my little sister to come out of her cheer showcase or something like that. And I drew this like point of view while I was sitting in my car, and I was so proud of it. I don't think I haven't done like this exact kind of point of view drawing, but I really enjoyed this. Some more doodles, gotta keep the hand warmed up. I drew this desktop computer in a hotel lobby in the Philippines, and again, because I did that, like I can literally see that lobby and like where I was sitting. So I don't know, it's just something really dope about having that memory and having a drawing that can take me right back to that place. Random, just for the record, this is ugly. I don't want to talk about it. More doodles. Also drew this in Manila. I was sitting in some research sessions, and I was super sleepy. I think the jet lag was getting to me. And so I doodled to stay awake. And I had just gotten these pens from Muji. So I was excited to pair the Muji gel pens with the Muji highlighters. That is a grade A combo for my Muji lovers out there. I know some folks responded to my fountain pen video saying they use Muji pens, and I'm like, no shade to those pens because I love them. This is another one where I'm using the Muji pens with the highlighters. This is reminding me to go back to that kind of combo. Boom, nothing major to see here. I really like how her expression came out. That's really all I need to talk about here. Funny, this note I wrote myself, this sketchbook feels rough AF and I'm not pleased. I wrote that on 6/16. Not even a month later, I said, update, there are some redeeming pages in here. So, yeah, like I rushed to critique this sketchbook 4 months in and I worked on it for like 14 months. So I would have missed out on some of my favorite pages that came after the date that I wrote that message. And I just need to accept that not everything is going to feel like a masterpiece. And when things do feel good, hold on to them and come back to them and revisit why you like them and get over the things that you don't like. And like, I don't know, skip to the next page. My friends and I, we went to Mexico City, and while we were there, we went to a mixology class. And so I drew the little setup that they had for us. And oh my gosh, yeah, I have to sketch places more often because I love how with travel it really helps like memorialize those moments. I know I need to get on a plane soon. Okay. I'm skipping these because they're just not doing anything significant for me. And they're like some comfort zone type drawings, so like I don't feel the need to get into deep into them. I remember drawing this in the waiting room at the doctor. They had this sticker, so I just threw it in here. Yeah, I kind of liked this bag drawing with the you carrying. That was funny. Oh, and the phone hanging down. This feels like something I would come back to and paint. I really liked this page, and the biggest accomplishment here felt like this netting on this bag because it just looks so cool. All the other things are like fine, but this I loved. And I think I did this with fountain pen too. Okay, let's keep going. Balloon dog, more of that color pencil light and shadow play. I don't know, but I like this guy. I liked this setup. More Muji pen, Muji highlighter combos. This was drawn on the day that the USA women's basketball team won gold at the Olympics. These are two portraits that I drew with color pencil in a style that I have yet to be able to replicate since this day. I have tried and have not been able to make it happen. So this is something that will likely stick with me, and I'll continue to try to replicate them, and maybe they will grow. This could be a cool painting series too. I think I mentioned this in a previous post, but I would love to do a series of paintings of just like older women and women in general who just have interesting looks and accessories and adornments. So I really love this style, and I think it could translate well to paint. So that could be something. Anyway, sometimes I write myself little reminders. I love that I'm skipping so many pages, and it just means that I kept my hand busy so many times, even though these are like drawings that I'm like I don't have a ton to say about them. I do like that I took the time to do them and keep my hand warmed up for when I got to the things that I was actually excited to draw and turned out to be work that I'm proud of. I don't draw much in pencil, but I did like how these turned out. They're very unrelated items, but again, these were probably exercises in light and shadow. So I like how they look, and the pencil is almost popping off the page from this view. This is maybe my favorite page in this whole book. It literally redeems every other thing about it that I don't like. If you're not familiar, there's like this piece of art that was sold at Art Basel or something that's literally a banana wrapped in masking tape. And so I decided to draw it in color pencil and give it some depth and continue to try that light and shadow game I've been playing. I'll put the art right here so you can see. Cool. More color pencil. I hated how this turned out. More characters. I don't know. Playing with different hairstyles too. As I tried to do more explorations of characters and figure out what my character style is. So yeah, I was trying something new. I'm not a landscape girly, but I wanted to do like a full page spread. So that was something fun to try, but I don't like how elementary this looks to me. Loved how this room turned out, and that I made the rug a notebook page. Like, please, how cool is that? And the perspective is pretty cool. Sometimes I'm shocked at myself when I can kind of sort of pull off a perspective drawing that actually looks reasonable. So, yeah, those phones came back. I'm not letting them go for whatever reason. I drew these in Toronto. I don't exactly remember where we were, but I think this was actually from a picture that I took of drinks. We were getting like coffee or something. So, yeah. I don't know what's going on with her, but I do like this idea of like doing something different for the eyes, so that's cool. While in Toronto, I went to Wonder Pen's stationery shop and pen shop, and they have stamps for the Traveler's Journal collection, so I put a stamp in here, and then they had a different one that I added for like Traveler's Diner. So I thought that was cool as a way to just kind of remember the time frame in which I was using this sketchbook, both via drawings and having like mementos or whatever from those trips. I really liked this TV mostly because of the still there message, because we've all been there. Okay, and get into this drink, this charcuterie board. I kind of like how this page sort of came together. And at this point, I guarantee you I was really just trying to fill as many pages in this sketchbook as I could, because there were just so many and it was taking me so long. And I'm like, this was not even supposed to come into the new year. And it certainly wasn't supposed to take over a full year to complete. I drew a drink that I was having, and then my wife drew her drink and signed it. And I really like having other people leave little notes and drawings as a reminder of moments and places where I take my sketchbook. I like how cohesive this spread is. Even though the things aren't like necessarily super related, I do like the combo of the orange and blue. That's like one of my favorite complementary color combos. Another kind of point of view drawing. This is my kitchen. I'm so proud of this. When I started doing it, I'm like, this is not gonna be right. And then it's mostly right. If you've been to my house and you know what my kitchen looks like, please comment and tell me if you think this looks like my kitchen. Another point of view drawing. Okay, it's safe to say I need to do more of these, but my favorite part of this is the meta drawing of what I drew. No pun intended. Okay, we're getting to the end of this. Again, just trying to fill these pages, I think. This was like 1 year of me having this sketchbook, and I'm just drawing. I liked this guy. I think I need to darken the lenses on his shades, but other than that, Maybe some of the lighting here, but overall, me and color pencils, I love color pencils. I did not expect it because I don't love just like regular pencil, but man, color pencils, my jam. Shocked me along my art journey, love them, and also wondering how I can get into making bigger pieces with color pencil. So, something to think about for the future. Really loved this as a reminder of how far I've come. I drew this fairly, with a fair amount of ease, I'll say. So yeah, and I think the proportions and dimensionality are spot on, if I do say so myself. Not that there are mistakes, but yeah, I like it. And so it didn't take me as long as it would have taken me a year ago or 2 years ago when I started trying to draw and often wanted to draw cars. I like how this girl came out. She can go into my archive of character faces, styles to come back to. I drew this little girl, and then something made me say, oh, I should just do like a kitty theme. So then I made my wife play tic-tac-toe with me here, drew a Lego, and added this little baby doll, because that's how my brain works. I love to draw a collection of objects and write a silly pun or message. So yeah, and these chairs were cool, and I love the shadow and the contrast of the black simple ink drawings with the orange marker. Because we affirm and big ourselves up around here, before I start the sketchbook, write myself a note that just says you did it, or congratulations for when I make it to the end. And that, my friends, is not bad for a girl with no talent. Anyway, pop in the comments. Let me know what your favorite drawings were. Yeah, and if you want to see more of my art, check out my other video where I walk through my sketchbook. Holler.